Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Mom, watch me. Dad, did you see that? More often, though, the answer is no, because parents are on their smartphones. So what's the effect on the kids? Parenting expert Julie Freedman Smith is here now with what a new study is showing. Good morning to you, Julie.
Good morning.
Tell us about this new study.
Oh, it's quite fascinating and unsettling. That's a great word for it. It comes out of Illinois State University in conjunction with Michigan Medical School.
Okay.
And it's a study of 200 families, not a massive study, but one that's going to mean something and hopefully will lead to some more research. And it's stuff that we all know anyway, but now they are starting to prove it. That parents who feel that they can't be putting down their cell phones, they want to see what's coming in, the next text, are they missing out on something? Parents who feel that way, it's much more likely that their kids are going to be misbehaving. And they've coined this term technoference, which is paying more attention to your technology than to your kids in day-to-day interactions, whether it's conversations, whether it's meal times, whether it's play times. And families that reported that happening 3 or more times a day of technoference had a way greater incidence of misbehavior.
Wow.
Especially when it was with mom's cell phone.
Really?
Which is interesting because we think that most of the time it's mom who's looking after the kids more than dad.
Right.
Now, these same researchers did another study with 225 families where they videoed their dinner table time. And what they found that if mom has a cell phone at the table, there's a 20% decrease in verbal communication. There is a 39% decrease in nonverbal communication and a 28% decrease in encouragement of kids.
Wow.
So even having that phone at the table and glancing over at it is having an impact on the kind of connection and communication that's happening.
So that's really scary.
It is, and it is for a few reasons,
Okay.
especially because it's having an effect on kids' speech-language development. So speech and language development happens in those ages between 0 and 5, even kind of 0 to 3. And what we know is if parents have their headphones in and they're just not hearing their child communicating, then they're not responding to them. And so the child just doesn't talk.
Right.
So it's having an impact at all ages.
At all ages. I'm sure it's interrupting that serve and return response.
That's exactly
too, right?
it. That's
We've talked
exactly
about that on the show before, that child needs to know that their parent is going to respond to them when they have a need.
Yeah, the child makes a noise, the parent responds. Then
Yes.
the child makes a noise and the parent responds, and they're watching your mouth and they're learning how to make those sounds. And a great example of that is if you're taking your child to a park, they're in a stroller or they're in your baby carrier. Before cell phones, we would, if the baby said, we would say, oh, there's a doggy, or look at the tree, or wow, it's hot out today.
Right.
If you're on your cell phone and you're pushing the baby,
Right.
and the baby might be pointing or doing all sorts of things, but you're not responding. And so after a while, the baby just doesn't. And so there's a decrease in language development right there.
You can see that happening
Yes.
easily. Yes.
And speech therapy is going up and up and up right now because that's happening. Kids just aren't making those developmental links when they need to.
Actually need to look at our faces and see it move and see the shapes that we're making with our mouths.
Because
to learn how to talk.
when you're talking to a baby and you go ba ba ba, they go ba ba ba, right? So that's how they learn to do those things, and it happens in a very short space of time. So if they miss that development, it's gone.
It's gone. Wow, that's so scary. So what do parents really need to do? Quite obviously, they need to limit their use.
Yeah, it's not about not using a phone.
Right.
Just be intentional. Keep it away from playtime. Keep it away from, like, bath time when you're bathing your kids.
Yes,
Don't sit on the toilet and look at your phone.
No.
Spend the 10 minutes with your kids.
Yes.
When you're interacting with your kids, be with your kids. And then set aside other time to be with your device. It's really that simple, because then you're going to see when your non-talking teenager starts to say something. If your head's in your phone, you're going to miss it. And they're going to look at you and turn away, and you're going to miss them asking that key question.
You're going to miss that opportunity to connect with your kids.
Yeah.
Julie, thank you so much for being here. Great advice as always.
Glad to be here.